Hello and welcome to QT30. Today's game is Foreclosed, and I'm playing this on the PS4. So let's start. As ever, let's have a look at the options. What we got? Controls, difficulty. Okay, I'm okay with that. Aim speed, aim assist, we can't really do until we start playing and get a feel for it. I think that's fine. So, let's start then. On the PlayStation Store, the screenshots and the little video for this make it kind of comic booky, but also neon, kind of like the Ascent and Cyberpunk together in a shooter with some other type of graphics. So I was very curious about this, so I downloaded it. I'm gonna give it a go. Oh. 7 o'clock, wake up. What do you think happens if we don't hit it? I couldn't quite remember this being as interactive as this is. Ooh. Looks very interesting. Okay, I can read this. Spam. Ooh, something probably happening.
Mr. Evan Capnos, identity implant KPN4722, the owner of your identity debt as well as your employer, secured
Who know of your debt?
bankrupt. Hence, I had to personally authorize the foreclosure of your identity. You are in a stalemate, Mr. Capnos. Until the auctioning, your ID is going to be suspended. Mental bollards will prevent you from leaving the city. Identity of your interlocutors will be censored. Your access to the blockchain will stay disabled. Your service weapon has been disassociated from your ID. As the protocol imposes, you are required to reach the court within 4 p.m. on today's date. Beyond that term, I will be compelled to consider you as non-compliant. Have a nice day, Mr. Capnos.
Well, that's weird. We have no identity. We gotta get there before 4. So what do you reckon? Some shenanigans are gonna happen? Look at it, it's really interesting. I can only hope that the gameplay holds up as well. None of the buttons do anything. Not all there, okay. Looks like we're living in a shipping container. View inside, we've got a quick buy? No blockchain access.
Disconnected from my ID.
Yeah, so we can't even use the gun. It'll be interesting to see what we can do,
Definitely needed to wear some clothes and quickly reach the
or how little we can do. See, I thought that was pointing us to the door, but of course we got to do a little bit more than that. Where are the clothes?
Who needs a wardrobe when you could leave clothes all over the room?
Fair enough. Having all these on-screen buttons does make it look like a tutorial of sorts. as it's quite clear that we're doing a story. And with this style of on-screen button prompts, it's fairly accessible.
Trapped by my own mind. Those mental bollards were feeling way too physical.
Huh. Okay. Hey, ID not found. Interactive adverts. Ah, this game's really pushing us towards that main story beat. And I can appreciate it as trying to tell a story, but also in a world that looks like this, I really want to explore a little bit. I wonder how big this is, or if it's quite narrowly story focused. Like there's no block there, but the door wasn't open. Better firmware, better you. See, without our ID, without our connection, we can't do anything. The art style and colours kind of reminds me of Chants of Sinar. I feel I'm pronouncing that right. The video we did for the Switch demo. It was stark, bright, bold colours in a very stylized world. And that's what this kind of reminds me of. But it's got these bright sort of neons that really make it feel a bit more of the cyberpunk and Ascent type games. And we got videos of Ascent on the side as well as we played that. It was part of Cloud Monday, I think. Ooh. Mistrigue. So, we have an interesting start. An interesting story. Why was that red? We've got some characters, some world.
It was time to run.
Time to run, alright. Ah. For some reason it doesn't feel as fluid. I didn't see how we failed that. Okay, circle is dodge. It seems needlessly difficult considering that the early part of the game has provided us with QTEs as to what we need to do. It's a little strange that this one hasn't provided any. Okay, so we can't go through the door that guy's come out of. Can't jump, we can only dodge. Interesting, perhaps we're going the wrong way. Thankfully the retry is very fast. None of these open. Okay, so that was what we had to do. Go a different direction. And dodge. No. Ah. Yes. The camera's trying to make it all dynamic, but that's not necessarily making it easier to control.
I'm unlocking the maintenance area. Cross the gate if you want to live.
That's coming from my controller. That was unexpected but cool. Almost like the game's hacking the controller, kinda. I like games that use the controller very smart like that.
It looks crowded out here. Okay, listen. I know you have a lot of questions, but I need you to trust me. There's a small cover right in front of the door. Stay down and come out slowly.
Again, we got a nice bit of tutorial here telling us L3. Okay, we don't have to hold it. I do keep forgetting I can rotate the camera.
Okay, I can see you again. There is a blind spot under that big turbine. Try to reach it while I look for a way out.
I was about to say, hopefully it was going to highlight the turbine. Oh god, all quiet as we try to navigate this. There we go.
Well done. Look at the tank on the right. I'm opening an air vent next to it.
Alright. Thankfully there doesn't seem to be a time pressure, so we can stop, look, try and make a plan. So obviously I've got to go through the gap between the two sections. So is that guy on the bottom right, is he going to walk all the way around? He is, which means I can't go now because he's looking where I'm going to go. But I can wait in between the two blocky things. Ooh, I wonder if they heard me move or did they see me. So, guy in the middle's looking. Go. Okay, and thankfully, if you've noticed, there's like a blue cursor on me. So, if you lose track of yourself, whether it's designed to or not, you can still work out where you are in the world.
Okay, now reach the lower floor moving into the shaft. Find a safe spot and I'll be there with a car in minutes. Oh, it's possible something weird may happen with your implants. Just don't worry, okay?
Well, that doesn't sound good. Don't think down is where we want to go. But it's cool, the thing on the left is a lot like what's tracking us, whereas on the right here is what we're actually doing. So they have lost track of us. I don't know if I've done the right thing here. So either if I haven't, will the game tell me? Alright, let's just go back. Because I was so busy focusing on the game and the controllers, I did kind of forget what she said. Oh, okay. A whole another area down here. I wonder if we're gonna find anyone. Anyone sleeping rough or anyone else hiding. Or imagine if there was like the cake is alive graffiti somewhere. That looks really cool. The controls are pretty sharp and accurate, but the game, the pace isn't too fast at the moment. It was just a little frustrating that we kept dying, trying to avoid the guy. But at least the restart point, it wasn't too far away and the retry was really quick. Down again. See, bottom right it's saving. It's either good when near the end, or bad there's a boss coming. Interesting, we might have been able to have dropped down into here. Yeah. Oh, that's the one, yeah. Just every now and then, feels like things aren't as smooth as you would expect.
It was already happening, affecting my whole life. I
Ooh.
had never seen something like that. My implants were literally learning from my experiences.
We can hack now, okay. Up, right, up, up. Huh. Okay, it's nice. Instead of... Oh.
I'm picking up your position. I'll try to move closer.
So instead of taking us out of the game, putting us into a special menu or some sort of hacking thing, it's just putting it on the screen. It kind of reminds me of if you've played Dead Space, and like all the information is happening on your body and on your suit. Are we meant to get up there? I can't jump. Am I missing something? Oh, I don't think that's a ledge, that's an exit. So if you remember, there was one of these that had a red light next to it. I think I said back then that we can't hack it. I'm guessing we can now. Where is it? Here it is. Up, right, left, right. There we go. It's nice that it's very seamless. It keeps us in the story, keeps us in the world.
Capnos, right? Glad to see you're still alive. Listen, we are under a certain amount of time pressure, but I think I owe you some explanation. I'll have to be quick, so is there anything specific you'd like to know before we move forward?
Anything I'd like to know? Everything. Yeah, what's happening?
Your implants are not exactly compliant. Or better, there's an experimental firmware running your implants. It shouldn't have emerged now. I wasn't expecting the bankruptcy of Circutect. They're trying to sabotage me. That's what I'm trying to find out. But we need to cooperate for this. Whoever is trying to sabotage Circutect has eliminated all your colleagues. You may have noticed that somebody is trying to finish the job.
Oh, that explains why people were attacking us earlier. Who are you then?
My name is Dahlia Kari. I am the founder of Circutect. Or at least I was until this bankrupt bomb exploded into my hands. Bankrupt. All of a sudden our provider started claiming a payment of debt that shouldn't even existed. In the Circutech laboratories, there's a weapon built to connect and extend the potential of your implants. If we get it back, it will be a lot easier to stay alive while we understand who's behind all of this.
Let's go there now. She did say timing was important.
I just have to find a safe spot for landing. Let me check.
It'll be interesting to see how this game does with future guns. I haven't played Deus Ex.
Something is not working here. I'm locked out from the Circuitech surveillance system. Your firmware should be able to connect from the distance. Can you bypass the access to the cameras from here?
Down, up, left. Zoom.
Well done. That's my office. From there we will have a quick access to the laboratories. And it seems we are not alone. Check if the rooftop is safe. I need you to send me the coordinates of the car park.
Ooh. Nice how they did that.
Received. We'll land there in a few seconds.
It's nice with all these on-screen buttons that it feels like the game is more focused on telling a story rather than making you have to do a lot of gameplay mechanical stuff that could be superfluous. It kind of feels like the game wants to tell a story and is focusing on that. So your interactions with the world, you could have had maybe things that you could do yourself. Ooh. I wonder what this is going to do. Overheat the implants of unaware enemies. So how do we do that? Triangle. Triangle. Ah! Haha. Alright. So yeah, I was saying I haven't played Deus Ex, and I think I'm trying to remember some of that is some of this. But as I haven't played it, I can't really compare it. I was actually thinking of looking at Deus Ex for backlog conquering. I'm guessing private. Guess not. Administration. Alright. If anything, the thing that's kind of the oddest and more perhaps disappointing is our own character. As there was no creator character, we're stuck with this person, and well, compared to the world, our character doesn't look as interesting or cool. Well, that was a little bit of a stutter then.
First time I set foot in the administration. That was a weird way to reach the high places.
Now if I've got I've got to wait for them to come to here to do the heat thing. Oh, wow, look at all those. Hopefully we can come in here. Damn, there's already someone in here. They don't seem to be moving, but there doesn't seem to have been a commotion of them finding the body. So in some respects, it's not as immersive as it could be. It's not as complex. But in other aspects, again, it's kinda focusing more on telling a story without being too complicated. But that's also on this difficulty level. it is possible that at a higher difficulty level, it might be a little bit more difficult, a little bit more to get. How do I shut the door?
Clearly, I wasn't the only one looking for something in that office.
Ah, secret.
Did you manage to reach the laboratory? The weapon is at the shooting range, Sector 2.
Please be no one in here, because there shouldn't be, because no one was found this place. Ah, there's nothing to find in the lockers. Well, that's Sector 1-1, I suppose. Again, I kind of want to explore a little bit. Sector 2. I'm guessing we need to just uncover some sort of password.
Alex Keyclose. That name popped up way too often not to be suspicious.
30, 50, 100. I can't pick up anything or interact with them. Perhaps I should explore just a little bit. Down, up, left. Ah, I see. Remember, we found one in the locker, didn't we? So 2 more, okay. So by having this thing we've got to do, it does give us a little chance to explore. But I can't run anymore. Nor can I go down. One more. It's a very pretty game to look at. And it all, it kinda works as a whole. Nothing so far has looked out of place. Cohesive, that's the one I'm thinking of. Even though it's very different, very not what you're used to in many games, it itself is very cohesive. Everything's so far looked the part. Again, it brings me to that chance of Sinear's Shutter. I can't remember now, but the demo we played on the Switch, everything looks so different from any other game we played with that, but the world itself was very cohesive. It all worked very well, just like this. A part of me is also exploring a little bit because I've played enough games to know that a lot of games have collectibles, and I'm just wondering, like, often those games will point you to the first collectible to show you, hey, this is a game with collectibles. But every now and then, a game is badly designed and doesn't do it. So I'm kinda just having a little look every now and then when I get a chance, so I can see if there are collectibles, things to find. This is a very elaborate lab.
I still feel it, that cold shiver under my skin.
Okay, okay. Nice tutorial. Put it in here. Well, the aim is very sensitive. So thankfully, they have one here. It's like quick to move, but there's no lock on to help. But hopefully, if this is smart, it will, because it feels a little slower now. Hopefully when it says hopefully when it's saying it's, oh, what's the word? Calibrating. Hopefully it was also calibrating my own personal controls here.
I just got notified by the calibration program. Seems you're on the right path. I'll be waiting for you on the rooftop. Keep a low profile coming upstairs.
How much I imagine what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot more shooting now. As if on cue. Doesn't seem to be any bullets either. See all that exclamation marks. I keep pressing square just to reload. Okay. So combat takes a little bit. I was hoping that the game would have calibrated to how I did in the test, because I feel like I don't have great aim. Like, it's quick to move around, but for finer stuff, it's not quite there. Like, it needs just a hint of a lock-on. Just a hint to, when you're sweeping the camera, to lock onto an enemy. There's no collectibles either. It's a little weird like that, but weird in a good way. Can we not just elevator? No. Yeah, the enemies ragdoll a little bit strange how they react to the guns. Ah! You see that stutter? I wonder if it was there, if there was actually a chance to get out of here stealthily. I think this will be a good point to stop the game. I actually kind of think the first 30 minutes of this game would make a really good demo for it. I don't know if the developers have a demo for this or not, but that's Foreclosed, and I kind of enjoyed it. It was good. It might take. I might have to go into the options to change the controls for the gun to make it more my style. Or perhaps the game could have had an option to do the calibration again, just to get a bit more practice. But yeah, having buttons in the world for context things really helps. So even though there's not a actual tutorial, the whole game kind of is a tutorial in some respects. So it's very accessible. And then having stuff coming out of the controller is also kind of nice. So yeah, Foreclosed. Looks good, sounds good. The world is amazing. Graphics are really cool. And it didn't push the PS4 too hard either. It's not as loud as it was for, what was it? Restart Heroes was the last one. So I recommend it. If you've got PlayStation Plus, I recommend giving Foreclosed a go. But until the next QT30 video, or until I see you checking out some of the other videos, playlists, or YouTube shorts, or maybe I'll see you over at Ko-fi, because as a small YouTube channel we get no money from YouTube. So with Ko-fi we can get PayPal donations, and we've got a couple of subscription tiers as well. But wherever or whenever I see you again, please take care.